Welcome to my $100,000 stock experiment, Sell Rules, Week 22. I'm sharing my stock journey as I practice and develop my sell rules. This isn't an endorsement to purchase any stocks that I've bought, nor is it an endorsement to purchase stocks in general. My focus here is on sell rules. These need daily attention, and this is not a buy and hold strategy. I've made some changes to my sell rule, and I'd like to review them with you. The changes are highlighted in bold. First of all, I hold my stocks for 8 weeks, unless that is a stock falls 8% below the purchase price, and then I go ahead and sell it. After 8 weeks, I have an 8-week check-in, and I first want to see if the stock has gained 8% in 8 weeks. If it has not, then I sell it. At that time, I also raise the floor sell trigger to the 20-day exponential moving average. After I've held a stock for 8 weeks, I sell it when it hasn't gained at least 1% a week for 3 weeks in a row. And I'm wondering, is this 20-day exponential moving average the sweet spot I've been trying to identify between the 10 and 25-day moving averages that tells me I should be selling? I'm going to be looking at that, and I've added this to all my charts. I want to give the big winners more leeway to hover between the 25-day and 50-day moving average so I don't miss out on a super good run. But I definitely still want to sell my stocks if they drop below the 50-day moving average. The other rule I added was to watch stocks that I've sold to look for any repurchase opportunities. Sometimes they need a chance to consolidate, and then they show a good opportunity to buy again. So I want to be on the alert for those. There's 7 stocks that I've held between 3 and 5 weeks. So none of them have triggered that 8% below the purchase price. So no reason to take action there. I do struggle with the 8-week rule. Is it too long? Should it be 6 weeks or shorter? And 2 stocks are giving me concern this week. The first is AGS, and it dropped almost $900, and ATTU dropped, I lost $1,200. So even though I'm still up the 208 for the Attune, last week I had been up 1433. So I'm going to look at those charts for a minute. This is the AGS chart, and the part that I'm concerned about is over on the right hand side. There's 4 large drops in 4 days with and it has dropped down to the 50-day moving average in heavy volume. You can see the dash green line is where I purchased it. I put in that yellow bar that is showing where my 8% loss rule is set at, and the red line is that 50-day moving average. This is the 1-month chart for AGS, and I wanted to focus on the 4 arrows that I put in this chart over to the right-hand side. Those are showing the price action bars for the last 4 days. The red bar means that the stock closed lower than the previous closing price. The vertical bar is showing you the high-low range for the day, and the horizontal bar on the left shows the opening price, and on the right shows the closing price of the stock. And you can see that for 4 days, it closed towards the low end of its range every single day. And on Friday, it closed almost at the very bottom of its range. Up at the very top of the chart, you can see on the left-hand side, the date is showing for 9/7, and then it has the opening price, the high price, the low price, and the close price. The low was 29.15, and it closed at 29.20, so just 5 cents off its close. The red diagonal bar is the 50-day moving average, with this stock has dropped below. I did take a look at the 1-year chart for AGS, and it has dropped below the 50-day moving average 4 times in the past year, and not stayed there for long. So I'm hoping that this is going to pop back up and soon be above the 25-day moving average. I also looked at ATTU, which last week I had raised my 8% sell line up to the 25-day moving average where I have that dotted blue line. So the 8% loss is the yellow line and the dash green is where I purchased it. So I had wanted to sell it above to take some gain, but right now, as you saw in my other chart, I'm 2% off of above where I purchased it. So a little bit gain, but I did lose quite a bit of my gain there. So I've only held the stock for 5 weeks. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks it will recover and it won't drop down to that 8% loss rule. The stocks that I've held for 8 weeks, I raised that floor sell trigger to the 20-day exponential moving average, and I also looked to see if it's gained 1% a week for 3 weeks in a row. These are my 3 stocks that I've held more than 8 weeks, and you can see all of them are down the week ending 9/7. And on 8/31, one stock was up less than the 1% Omnicell. So we will see what happens with that next week. I can raise the floor sell trigger to the 20-day exponential moving average easily in this Fidelity Active Trader Pro that I use. It has it set up for crosses the 20-day and also crosses the 50-day. And this would tell you when it crosses whether it's going up or going down. So I set that alert for PetQ, Tandem, and Omnicell. And the 20-day, if I get an alert on my phone, that's going to be telling me that I need to take a look at it and see if I want to sell that stock. If it crosses the 50-day, it's telling me that I screwed up and should have sold already. So hopefully I don't get those 50-day alerts. So here's the Omnicell chart, and it's just sitting at the 10-day moving average, so not a problem. That's the green. And I added that exponential 20-day moving average. That's the light blue line between the diagonal green and diagonal pink line. PetQ is also sitting at the 10-day moving average and looks like it is taking a little downturn. And Tandem is also sitting right at that 10-day moving average. So none of these are hitting price triggers, so there's no sell action for me this week. Here's the all week holdings sorted by the percentage loss, and you can see the ATTU, which we already talked about, going down 10%, and AGS went down 8.9%. But as you can see, 8 of my 10 holdings went down this week. Here's the current gains, with the low being at the top, being the negative $580 from AGS, and Tandem is still the big winner with 45,757, down several hundred from last week, but not quite 1,000. The one to really look at for me was this Funko. So Funko went from 3,000 last week to 47.52. So I've only had that stock for 5 weeks and it's up 47%, which is totally amazing. Here's the all holdings bar chart with Tandem over on the right hand side, the pink. It's my longest holding and my largest holding. I'm going to strip it out and look at this chart without Tandem in it. So here you can see AGS has fallen almost to my cut loss point. AMED went down a little, but not a lot. ATTU dropped quite a bit. CMA, the red, is pretty even, not doing much. Funko is my big winner this week. NSP is holding steady. Same with Omnicell. and PetQ went down slightly, and RF held even. For the week ending on 9/7, my week 22 of my stock experiment, I'm up 59%, and I'm down from last week of 60.5%, but I'm thrilled with my results and am on target for doubling my money in 1 year. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for my next episode, or better yet, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell so you get alerts when I post a new episode.